Today we're diving into the incredible true story of one of World War I's most decorated heroes, a soldier who served for a grueling 18 months on the brutal Western Front.
And get this hero was wounded in combat, promoted through the ranks for his sheer bravery, and after the war, he met not one, not two, but three sitting U.S. presidents. His name was Stubby.
It's just an unbelievable story. So how on earth did a little stray dog, a brindle-patterned pup of who knows what breed, go from living on the streets to being written into the history books? Well, let's get into it.
So where does a story like this even begin? Well, it wasn't on some muddy battlefield. It all started on a quiet college campus in Connecticut.
Picture this. The men of the 102nd Infantry are busy drilling, getting ready for the war in Europe. And this little dog just shows up. He starts hanging around, watching the soldiers train, and, he completely won them over.
One soldier in particular, Corporal J. Robert Conroy, really took a shine to the little guy. He's the one who named him Stubby, and as they became best buds, Conroy even taught him a neat little trick, how to salute with his paw. And that trick? Well, it turned out to be way more important than either of them could have ever guessed.
See, Conroy just couldn't imagine leaving his new friend behind. So when it was time to ship out for France, he did something incredibly risky. He smuggled Stubby onto the troop ship, which was, of course, totally against regulations.
And okay, this is where the story becomes legendary. When the commanding officer inevitably found the little canine stowaway, Conroy had Stubby do the one thing that might just save him. He threw a salute. And the officer? He was so charmed, so impressed by this little dog's discipline that he broke the rules and let Stubby stay on as the regiment's official mascot.
And just like that, Stubby was off to war. But he wasn't going to be just a mascot for long. Oh no, he was about to prove he was one of the most valuable soldiers in the trenches of France.
Now listen to this. Over the next 18 months, Stubby was involved in a staggering 17 battles. 17! He lived through the constant roar of artillery, the chaos, the mud, day in and day out.
And this is where his instincts made him a hero. After he was injured in a gas attack himself, his senses got super sharp. He could actually smell the gas coming and would run through the trenches barking and nipping to wake everyone up. He could hear the whistle of artillery shells long before any human could, giving his buddies precious extra seconds to duck and cover. He even learned how to find wounded soldiers out in the terrifying no man's land.
And he wasn't invincible. Not by a long shot. He was wounded by shrapnel from a German grenade and survived that terrible poison gas attack. But each time, this tough little dog recovered and went right back to the front lines.
But his most famous moment, the one that really sealed his legend, was when he found a German spy who was mapping out the Allied trenches. Stubby chased the guy down, latched onto the seat of his pants, and just held on until American soldiers could get there.
For that single incredible act, capturing an enemy spy all by himself, Stubby's commander nominated him for a promotion. And he got it. He became Sergeant Stubby, the first and only dog in U.S. history ever to be promoted to the rank of sergeant through combat. So when the war finally ended, Conroy smuggled Stubby back home again. And the dog who was just a stray a few years earlier came back to a country that was desperate for heroes. And boy, did they find one in him.
His hero status was official. In 1921, he was personally given a gold medal by General John J. Pershing. We're talking about the top guy, the commander of all American forces in Europe. It was an honor fit for a king, or in this case, a truly heroic dog.
He became a total celebrity. He was the guest of honor, leading parades all across the nation. And he even met not one, not two, but three sitting presidents: Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, and Calvin Coolidge.
Organizations were lining up to honor him. He was awarded lifetime memberships in the American Legion and the YMCA, honors they usually only gave to, distinguished human veterans.
But his life wasn't all formal ceremonies. When Conroy went to law school at Georgetown, Stubby, of course, became the official mascot for the Georgetown Hoyas. And apparently, he would just steal the show, nudging a football around the field at halftime to the delight of the entire crowd.
Stubby passed away peacefully and asleep in 1926, a quiet end for a true warrior. But his story? Oh, it was just getting started. His life was about to transform into an enduring American legacy.
His death was major news. The New York Times ran a half-page obituary for him.
I mean, think about that for a second. That's more space than a lot of famous people got back then. It just shows you how much this little dog meant to the whole country.
And his memory is still with us, literally. You can go see his preserved body right now at the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History. And in Connecticut, there's a beautiful bronze statue called Stubby Salutes that was put up in his honor, a permanent reminder of this brave little dog.
What a journey, right? From an anonymous stray to a decorated sergeant and a national icon. His incredible life really leaves you with a big question. What does the story of a hero like Stubby teach us about courage, about loyalty, and about where you can find a hero?